get separation down the stretch?
They capitalized on our mistakes. They did a good job of that. And down that stretch, we didn't make our free throws. We didn't make layups.
Right here in front.
For either of you, we've seen this this season, just down the stretch like this, and you guys just not being able to get in the driver's seat and take control of the game. Just what goes behind trying to get that mentality of late game situations like that, just trying to be in winning situations?
We just have to be tougher overall. Just during the game, that question. We just have to be tougher in the game, tough-minded. We can't be that soft-minded and miss free throws. You know, everybody missed free throws. We missed like 12 free throws today. They can have that mental. That's when you mentally soft. We just, as players, we have to be tougher. That's it.
Giorgi, what was the plan after you guys got Ethan into foul trouble and looked like things were starting to build? What did Reavers do to you guys that was maybe different than Ethan and allowed him to have 22 points?
I mean, Rivers is a great shooter. So he shot the ball well, so we had to defend him outside. Then he drove the ball. He passed it out, got a post up, sealed. I mean, he just played simple game, you know, really simple. So he a good player. He did his thing, and that's it.
Aaron, when shots maybe aren't falling for everybody, maybe for the free throw line, from the field, just what can you guys maybe do to get that on track, or just what did you maybe see where the offense just didn't click quite tonight?
Get stops. That's one thing. Something that we need to do more of. And then at the end of the day, as a college basketball player, as a high major college basketball player, you got to make shots. You got to make free throws. You got to make layups. I mean, we can't have those nights. Just can't.
It seemed like things probably went as well as you guys had hoped, and getting him in foul trouble, forcing uncharacteristic turnovers. Was that the plan for you guys, and how did
we
that
didn't
not
win,
sustain?
so nothing really went well in that aspect. We don't look at it like that. We did some good things, but we didn't win. So
give Wisconsin a lot of credit. Thought our approach tonight was really good. I thought our game plan was very good. I thought that was as good defensively. First half as we've been, and arguably Ethan Happ's the best offensive player. I think he's the most valuable player in the country to his team, and I thought the job Giorgi did was phenomenal in the first half, and yet it was a tough night offensively. And it's very challenging against Wisconsin to shoot 30% and beat them, and then go 50% from the free throw line or whatever, 12 of 22, but it's 49 all, and we go 2 for our next 11, and scored 2 baskets in 11 possessions, and missed 4 free throws and have 4 turnovers. And you got a bunch of opportunities there. The first 4 minutes of the second half, you got to feel really good when you're getting layups at the rim, and we're 0 for 6. And defensively, we maintained through that. Yet if we do anything on the other end, it's we stretch that thing out to an 8 or 10 point lead, and you get behind Wisconsin, and they made their free throws tonight, and give them credit for that, and we just didn't play well enough on the offensive end.
Isaac in the middle.
Coach, what was the reasoning behind Samba and Allen and Tevian only getting 8 combined minutes?
Oh, no reason. Tempo of the game. There were so many timeouts in the second half and delays, and there was no fouls, and you got Giorgi really cranked up and going. I liked the way defensively we were playing. No reason. No reason at all.
What do they need to do to get on the floor?
No reason. They're just pay their dues. I mean, it's quite simply. I mean, you got guys that defensively were dialed in. That we were so good defensively in the first half, and the start of the second half. So,
right here in front.
I mean, it seemed like the script was going in your favor to force turnovers, get Ethan off the floor. How much of that was what Giorgi did down low, and what can you say just about another top tier guy and his performance there?
Shows how good he is. I mean, he took the challenge. It was a great opportunity because last year Ethan had his way with us in both games, and you force a player like that into 6 turnovers, 9 points, half his average. You're doing a lot of good things, and it wasn't just him, but he made his touches really hard, and then you force him into 6 or 7 turnovers. That's a pretty good all around night, and yet they're a good basketball team. They shoot 40% from the 3, and they're more to them than just him. But Giorgi was a load on both ends, and we got to continue to feed him, and he has a spectacular night if he makes his free throws.
Derek.
Coach, what did you see during that last stretch offensively, last 10 minutes, where things weren't working? What did you kind of notice there?
Well, I don't think it was necessarily the shots. I think one of our managers said we missed 16 layups. I don't know if that's completely accurate. But, again, I think that one of the things that happened in the first half was we got offensive rebounds. And, Giorgi's third game in a row was 6 offensive rebounds. When you don't shoot the ball well, that gives you an opportunity. Second half, we didn't have as many of those. I liked our shots. We got a couple clean looks at threes, and yet it was 4 turnovers and missed free throws, and you can't miss free throws against Wisconsin and beat them. And those are momentum killers.
Nico.
Brad, tough night behind the arc. What kind of needs to go into maybe getting those 3-point buckets to fall? Is it maybe kind of getting different looks, or is it just guys need to just start making shots?
I don't know. It wasn't really a bad one, I didn't think. We've had nights where we've had a bunch of them. If I knew the answer to that, I'd sure get it figured out. You get, Io 0 for 5, Trent 1 for 5. And there's a lot of guys that I think there was a couple quick ones, but they're in the flow. Those are shots we practice, and tonight they didn't go in.
Right here in front.
Yeah, Andres is a guy that maybe attacks the basket as well as anybody you've got. What has he brought to the offense in that regard, and maybe doing that a little bit more in the last few games? Well,
he's so strong, and his physicality is something that I really like. He's a guy that I feel very, very comfortable with. We run ball screen actions for him to get it there. He's also a very, very good internal passer. Early on in the first half, our ball screen stuff was tremendous, and they had no answer for us, and yet we missed some shots. And I look at our assist total and see 9 assists, and if we make a few shots, that all of a sudden that's 15, 16, and we got a heck of a night. But Dre's been great, and he's been very, very good at the defensive end as well of late, and that's nice to see.
Coach, Kipper Nichols hasn't scored in any of the last 3 games. What do you think about him? Do you value on the court more as opposed to guys like Tevin and Allen?
Well, I think he's got experience. I think he's proven that he can do some things, and it's not about him or them. It's so don't make it about that. That's not the he's got a physicality about him that is something that we don't necessarily have a lot of besides Giorgi. And when it comes to size, we've seen Tev. Tev's going to be terrific, and Allen's going to be terrific, and Tev in the last few games has been in a little foul trouble, so that restricts him, and yet I've got a lot of confidence in those guys, and they're going to be really good for us.
With Giorgi playing the way he is, and tonight maybe being the one guy that was making some shots, did you see maybe opportunities where could have gotten them the ball more and didn't, or do you need to maybe look to see some of those opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities. We put in some different actions to get him the ball. It got a little challenging late. When he's got 4 fouls and they're bodying him up pretty hard. But yeah, throughout the course of the game, we tried to continually get him looks. He's becoming really, really good in ball screen actions, in rolls and catches. And it's not just line it up and throw it to him. It's not that easy. And, he picked up 2 offensive fouls. That's something that's always in the back of my mind with Giorgi, that we got to avoid. So we got to pick and choose a little bit with him.
Anything else for Coach? Oh, there's one more right here. Sorry, Coach.
Even though shots weren't falling for you guys tonight, the team maintained very, very high intensity throughout the entire game. Sometimes, when you get a young team, maybe when the offense isn't flowing really well, they kind of lose a little bit of focus. What can you say about the focus of these guys? And they didn't lose any energy in the second half.
Well, we're growing in that area. There's no doubt. I think it doesn't take you very much to remember back early in the season where we were a team that was struggling with that. I felt great. Even though we didn't score, we're 0 for 6 the first 4 minutes. I thought defensively we were great. I thought our fighting intensity was pretty good. We've got a couple of we had a couple of missed rotations that I'd like to see because they're just effort plays. But all in all, we're growing in that area. We're getting better defensively. I think everybody can see that knows anything about basketball is we're getting better there. But it's tough to overcome it against Wisconsin when you shoot 30% and 50% from the free throw line. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.